Hola, howdy, hello. So, greetings, folks. This is Saranya Narayana Moorthy here to talk about the mind business. So, today in this session of podcast, I'm going to tell you few tips for best productivity. Okay, so we all know what productivity is, but then there is a small misconception that productivity is being busy. Right? We all think we spend on a whole day doing lots and lots of work, and at the end of the day, we think, okay, so I have been so productive. Okay, so even I have done this for a lot of days. I've been doing this again and again and feeling, okay, I'm so productive, I'm so productive. But you know what? One day I just got to know the real meaning of what productivity is, and I just turned back just to see all my days laughing at me for being you're not productive, you were just overloading yourself. Okay, so yeah, mistakes are okay so that we can really understand at least what we did wrong. So yeah, coming to the main point over here. What then is productivity? If it's not being busy with the right thing, then what is productivity? Productivity is spending lesser time and enjoying more. Okay, so let me put it in a way you would really accept it. Fine. So, completing all our important work in a very little time and taking all of the other time for your family or for your leisure or for your passion is what is called as productivity. It's not something wherein you spend your entire day doing your job. No, or it's not something wherein you spend your entire day in a hustle. Productivity is something where you can do your work and still enjoy life. So when I discovered this, I asked myself this one question. Okay, so this is productivity, it's fine, but I don't have much time to really enjoy myself. Or on other words, I have a lot of work to really keep me overloaded. So will I be able to really do this? Will I be able to then enjoy myself and leisure? I merely have some time for my passion. But that is when I came across a few tools. And okay, now here I'm gonna introduce a new thing over here. See, when I say by tools, it is not something which is external or some softwares or nothing. Not at all. Your tool is your mind. Okay? So now, switching back. So yeah, I discovered some tools and some methods which will really help me program myself to have time for almost everything that I love doing. Starting from waking up in the morning and just doing nothing, and just going or walking around the house through the plants, or just sitting hearing music, watching movies, reading books, or writing or scribbling. For everything I had time, while all my works were on point. And this really astonished me. I was like, wow, I didn't even know I had so much time earlier. Because anyway, it was the same 24 hours. Yeah. So yeah, without putting more gyan into you, now I'm directly switching on into what are those tools which really help me program myself. Right. The first tool was prioritizing. Right. Yeah. We have a lot of work, and every work has its own way of importance in our life. Like, okay, so let me give you a few examples. Let me illustrate everything with an example so that it will be easier for you to understand also. Take if I have a work of checking emails and developing a strategy, and then having a meeting with my clients, and then writing my blog. Okay, so these are the four tasks which I had. So now I will prioritize them in a way as to how much it is important from morning until evening. Like I really feel by mornings I am the most productive because there won't be much distraction. I will be fresh and energetic because that is when we have our breakfast and we come really fresh to our desk. So we have that in mind. So what I did, I prioritized these tasks on the basis of its values it will bring. So I marked it with stars. Like replying to emails are 1 star because I can reply to emails at any point of time unless or until it is not a very important email. Secondly, I can put my strategy plan with 5 stars because that is really important. In case if I don't do that right, my next week or my month is going to be an eternal flop. So that should be higher ranked. Writing a blog, it is for my passion, but though it is a bit important to me because my passion is really important to me and my blog is more like a secondary business. So since it's a revenue generating one, I am going to give it 3 stars. And then having meetings. So here again, meetings, I would like to see what kind of meetings. Is it just a casual follow-up with a client, or is it a team meeting, or is it a meeting with a collaborator? So what kind of meeting is it? So generally I would rank the meeting with 2 stars. The reason being, since anyway most of the time in a meeting we spend discussing unwanted stuffs, right? Or we mostly deviate from the topic and we really cross over it. So that shouldn't be colliding with the most productive task. So as per my stars, I am now arranging it in a reverse way. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here my strategy plan comes first, and then comes my writing a blog, and then my meeting, and then checking emails. Sometimes like if I rank my blog as being lesser important than the meeting, maybe I can switch in the meeting part. So this way now I'm rearranging things. So now I'll be having a part. Okay, so this is what I need you to be doing. So firstly I sit down and write the strategy plan, I devise it and I do the complete part. And once it's done, my mind feels okay. So now the biggest part of the day is accomplished. Totally done. So I'm totally happy. So now I'll be like, okay, I'm so relaxed so that the entire task is done. Now I'll be attending the meeting, writing a blog, checking email. The work is very much done. Imagine what happens if I would have started on the reverse way. I would have checked the email thinking it's just for 5 minutes. I would have gone into promotion or updates folder of the email, checked on something which is not at all required, or using those Swiggy coupons, doing something, spending almost an hour over there. And then coming to a meeting, spending 2 more hours over there. I would be almost drained when I sit for the strategy planning. And do you think it can be a productive way to work? No, right? Yeah, so now you got it right. So here the first tool which you wanted to put forward is priority. Now, tool number 2, scheduling. So for everything, attach a deadline to it. Sometimes, okay, be it your goals or your work, sometimes you feel, okay, I'm going to have, let's take the example of the same writing a blog. If I'm going to write a blog, sometimes I would put a time frame of 1 hour to it. Okay, let's take 2 cases. One, we are adding a time frame, and one, we are not adding a time frame. One is we are putting a time to 1 hour. So what I'll do from morning 11 a.m. to 12 noon would be the blog writing part. So I do the research and I'll do it, and I'll be having, okay, so if the time crosses 11:30, I'll be like, okay, I have only 30 minutes more. I should definitely complete it right now. So I'll be just rushing up, I'll be thinking, and I'll be focusing all my concentration into it. Take what if happens if I don't attach a timeline to it. It'll be 11:30, I'll be like, okay, so it's 11:30, let me complete this blog. I'll sit, I'll search in that slow tortoise way, and I don't rush up itself. This gives me an extended timeline for a particular job which is to be done within 30 minutes. Is it the right way to work? No. So tool number 2 is scheduling. And finally, the most important tool is commitment and consistency, the 2 C's. This really comes up in a very important way. The reason being, sometimes we put timetables, we are so dedicated. So mostly it happens in the very initial parts of the week, might be a Monday or Tuesday. We get so hyper activated and we put all the schedules, take all the post-it notes, write all the motivational quotes all over the wall, and we be like, okay, this week is going to be my week, I'm going to accomplish everything on this earth. What happens? We go down. After Wednesday, when Thursday comes in, we're like, okay, where is my Saturday? Where is my Sunday? Let me go. Oof. We start racing. The entire productivity shifts over how to be enjoying my weekend. So that is how the mind works. See, it's not a fault or something, or it isn't like, is it only me in this way? No, not at all. Every human mind is programmed to really think that way. But as Mind Business always suggests, human mind is totally personalizable. I wouldn't say customizable, it's personalizable. However you wanted it to function, it would function. That is the purpose why it is on top of your head. So that is like your headquarters. Whatever you program there flows throughout the body. So are you ready to program it right? If right, do these 3 steps of, what do you say that? Yeah, productivity. Okay, sorry, I just missed that terminology. Yeah, I don't have notes ready in my, so I just thought today this should be the podcast we should go, and I'm here speaking to you without any notes or without any further preparation, and so you just, I guess you can ignore these words. Okay, yeah. might be bloopers. Fine. So these 3 tools of productivity are definitely gonna help you elevate yourself. Now you might ask, so is it, how did you come to a conclusion that these are the 3 tools? This is because everything what I'm gonna say in mind business, or everything which I already said in mind business, everything comes from me experimenting it first and then bringing it to you. That is the main reason why I'm able to really give you a lot of examples and totally correlate with everything, every incident. I'm totally able to correlate with it. The only reason, because every time before I preach you, I make sure I really try it and see if it gives you a lot of result, and only then I tell you. So try these 3 tools of productivity and let me know how it feels. So 3 tools are a quick recap: prioritizing, scheduling, and then consistency and commitment. So these 3 are the golden mantras of productivity, which are so definite to bring you results. So with this, guys, signing off, the mind business. Bye bye.